It was a spectacular basketball game. A lot of what happened late kind of obscured our view of that. LeBron did basically everything, drove relentlessly, scored 26 on 9 of 12 shooting on drives, got to the line for 8 as well. That's the most points he's scored on drives in the last 4 postseasons. Drives also opened up shots, but the problem was his teammates couldn't capitalize. Cavs were 3 of 17 from three-point range off passes from LeBron, including 1 of 8 on uncontested threes. What Legler calls naked threes. That's the worst they've been in the playoffs. And it got to OT, and LeBron just couldn't overcome the fatigue of playing a game-high 48 minutes, 0 of 4 from the floor. Guarded by Curry and Durant on each shot, 5 of 8 for 16 points when they guarded him in regulation. Since the last time he was here, our man Caron Butler went out there and turned himself into a triple threat in this business. Sideline, studio, color on games. I mean, you still got time for us, though. You don't forget your 10-day contract now, right?
Never. You family, bro. Anytime you need me, I'm coming over here.
And we appreciate that. And we love the perspective as a guy in the league who did all that you did. And when you watch what LeBron is doing, you have much better perspective than I do because you did it. How do you describe what it is?
I'm still trying to find the words to describe it. You know, 15 years in, that's the least to say, the 15 years. But to see what he's capable of doing from an offensive standpoint, re-identifying his game, 17 on in, making the shot. The mid-range game was a lost art, but he brought it back. He's hitting fadeaways, one-legged shots. He's getting to the paint still. He's still athletic and explosive. And now he's hitting shots on the perimeter, the long ball also. So I don't know how you stop that.
Well, you don't, evidently, and no one has, and yet it was not enough. And you have been through this in the playoffs on the right side and the wrong side. When you're on the road and you're a massive underdog and you got a chance to steal it and you don't, what is the cost beyond just the obvious falling down 0-1?
Look, it's tough from an emotional standpoint, right? Because the way that they lost that game, you know, a lot of emotions was into it, you know, the JR situation and LeBron and the confusion and everything. So now you have to regroup, have a short memory, bounce back. You only got 48 hours to do that. And, you know, with the memes and social media and everything, I didn't have to deal with that in those times. But, you know, it's something tough. It's a tough hurdle to get over, but LeBron will make it happen.
You think that he'll provide an opportunity for them to get a win in Game 2?
Every time he steps on the court, if he's available, if he's healthy, he provides an opportunity. Now, will they win? I don't think so.
I understand that. I mean, in the big picture, how important is it for LeBron to at least get them on the board? Because I think, Caron, this is the first time in his life since they played San Antonio where no one expected anything, and he was a child in the game, still very, very young. I think this is the first time as the full-fledged version of LeBron where he doesn't have expectation. They're not supposed to win, but I think he definitely wants them to get on the board, doesn't he?
No real pressure. No real pressure from LeBron. You know, everything he's playing with house money. We've been talking about that for some time. Look at the Eastern Conference and how he was able to get through that. Right. He outplayed 2 or 3 of the best players on every team, and he pretty much did that last night also. He went out there, he outplayed 2 guys, had 51 points, was amazing. Fell up a little short down in the possessions at the end of that game.
Last quick thought. Because you know how we do in our business, where it turns into, I'm not asking you him versus MJ. I am asking you this. When you talk amongst your peers, guys like yourself that were in the league, how much back and forth is there about that topic among you all, about him versus MJ?
It's almost like who's the best rapper. You know, like people will be like, well, I got Tupac, I got Biggie. Right. It's like, ooh, Jay-Z, Nas, you know, and they're throwing it out there. But I tell you what, if it's a card game and it's Michael Jordan, Kareem, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and they throw out the spades, LeBron can be at the card table like, look, somebody just threw out the ace. He can throw out the big joker.
Okay. So you play jokers. At Maryland, we didn't play with the jokers, and that confused me when we play with the big joker, the little joker, and all the rest of that nonsense. But he's
in the game.
He's in the game.
He's in the game.
And he's at one of the last seats at the table.
Definitely at one of the last seats.
That's an interesting way to put it. Just now the rappers, now at least nobody's getting shot anymore. Now just people put all your business on the street. It's crazy. Ron, appreciate the time, man.
All right, I'll hit you from a burner.
I bet you will. Man's got at least 2 phones. I've seen them. I only got 1. But you rarely see it. All right, we go back to the moment. 104-102. Here comes LeBron James. Blocker charge. It's initially called, well, it's called different things on the floor, and you wonder, did they use the fact that you could review where his feet were? His feet weren't anywhere near the restricted circle. You see Ken Mauer there on the baseline. Junior Bucci. And after they review, they change it from a charge to a block. which was ruled correct. Again, ruled correct. All right, down one, LeBron, that should have been a foul called there, as Draymond Green was deemed to have held him, and that should have been called prior to the pass to George Hill. But again, Draymond Green should have been called for the personal, would have sent LeBron to the free throw line. Obviously, the free throws were a big deal with Hill on the line. Look at Draymond, that little jab step and that second foot, he's in the lane. The 2-minute report said it's an incorrect no call, should have been a lane violation against Green, which would have given Hill another free throw and would have saved J.R. Smith a day's worth of misery. That's not what they call.